Hey guys, welcome back to Father and Son Investing. Just a quick update here for Sensionics, ticker symbol SENS. Many of you may have heard that they announced this morning the FDA approval of their eversense continuous glucose monitoring system. That is the one now that's going to last for 6 months instead of the 90 days that they were previously approved for within the United States. Of course, this device had already been approved for 6 months within the EU. So if you're looking at this screen right now, you'll see that it says that Sensionics is down 26.2% this morning. So this one here shows this huge decline in the stock this morning. It closed yesterday in the 366 range, and suddenly we're down to 270. That is not as bad as it has been. It was as low as about 244 this morning. What is going on? Why would a stock plunge after FDA approval? Well, if we dig into the announcement a little bit more, we're going to see exactly why the stock is plunging. Because it took so long to get this device approved with this COVID-19 delays going on within the FDA, the company actually was kind enough to announce their 2022 global revenue expectation. Now, I say kind enough here because potentially if they hadn't co-announced these two, the FDA approval and what their revenue expectations are for this year, we might have seen the stock price double, and then when they did get around to their revenue expectations, man, that would come plunging down. There'd be a lot of people getting stuck with stock in the $6 range. So I think the company was kind here to investors, at least in the long run. So what are the expectations? Well, let's just previously go back to what the expectations were before. Here's what their revenue expectations look like during their investor conference back in September of 2020. We see that 2021 was going to be 12 to 15 million. We'll keep that number in mind when we look because they also co-announced what their revenue was for 2021. But let's just look at 2022 quickly. It shows 30 to 40 million. Well, now the company says instead of that 30 to 40 million that they're expecting in the range of 14 to 18 million for 2022. Why the big drop in the revenue expectation? Well, remember that this device just got approved. It's going to take them about 45 days is what Tim Goodnow, the CEO, previously had said, to ramp up that distribution for their device. Now, they have been preparing for this, so 45 days is actually pretty quick. But they're not expecting these devices to be available for patients until into the second quarter of this year. So really, they're only going to get about a half a year of revenue from this 180-day eversense device. Now, I mentioned that they co-announced with this what their revenue was for 2021. They actually did pretty well for a company that didn't get the big device that they were expecting as the bulk of their revenue for 2021 approved. So they said that they have approximately 13.7 million in revenue for 2021. Now remember, if we go back to that other slide I showed you, they were in the 12 to 15 million dollar range. So they really did hit that midpoint of their previous expectation. So I think they actually did really well with that. Now, what can we expect from Sensionics in the next few weeks? Well, number one, they did announce that they're going to report their fourth quarter as well as their fiscal year 2021 results on Tuesday, March 1st. What else can we expect? Well, they're going to be ramping up with Essentia, who is really their distribution network for this device. What else can we expect within the next few weeks, and what question might get asked during the presentation on March 1st, 2022? I think we're going to see that Sensionics is going to be working with the payers, the insurance payers who are willing to pay for this product to get that new device into their system so that patients won't have problems getting reimbursed or having this paid for. Now, remember that in the video I did yesterday, I talked about a serious headwind in regards to insurance companies, and I showed you how United Health Group and Anthem have some problems with this device. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, go back and watch the section of my video that talks about the headwinds. You can see the chapters that I've split up in that video and just go to the one that talks about headwinds. What else? Well, the company is going to be spending some significant R&D money getting ready for their trial for next year, the 2023 trial that will start testing the 1-year device, now that's where I really think they're going to start making money, is when they get that 1-year device done, tested, and approved. So essentially, in my mind, we've bumped back some of this timeline here. Instead of 2022 getting 30 to 40 million, really we're kind of looking back at 2021 plus revenue. Nevertheless, if they can stay on track with getting their 1-year device tested and approved, these future outlooks for revenue, the 150 to 200 million, I think are still within play. What's one last thing to think about if you're thinking about buying this stock? Well, because their revenue estimates are going to be less than they had expected in their game plan, I think we may actually end up seeing them selling some more stock in order to make up for some of that revenue loss, in which case this is going to get diluted. And that is something for you to keep in mind if you're thinking about buying or selling Sensionics stock. All right, that is going to do it for today's update. Congratulations to Sensionics for getting that FDA approval through. And actually, I would say congratulations to Sensionics for co-announcing that their revenue expectations are going to be lower than expected, rather than let their stock price balloon way up and then come plummeting down. They're being a little kind to investors, I think, here, and I appreciate that. I am a Sensionics stock holder. Yeah, I'm a little bummed that the price is down today, but I still have faith in the company, and I think they have a great product. I'm not going to go crazy on this stock because I'm also a little concerned about Apple actually succeeding with their Apple Watch hopes of being able to measure blood sugar via their Apple Watch. Please give us a thumbs up if this information was helpful for you. Share it with other SENS investors that you know. Share it with a young person in your life. And as always, enjoy your investing.